Return to Optimism, Lover 2019.
In 2019, Swift released Lover, her seventh album, returning to romantic and uplifting themes. Singles Me, You Need to Calm Down, and Lover reached the top 10, while The Man became a notable feminist anthem. Lover topped charts globally and became the best-selling album by a solo artist that year. During this era, Swift entered into public disputes over her Big Machine masters, prompting her to re-record her older albums to regain control over her music.
Indie Exploration, Folklore and Evermore, 2020.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, Swift surprised fans with Folklore, July 2020, and Evermore, December 2020. Collaborating with Aaron Dessner, Jack Antonoff, and Joe Alwyn as William Bowery, she embraced indie folk and alternative sounds. Singles like Cardigan, Betty, Exile, Willow, and Nobody, No Crime showcased her storytelling prowess. Both albums debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, and Folklore won Album of the Year at the 63rd Grammys, making Swift the first woman to win the award 3 times.
Re-recordings.
To reclaim her masters, Swift began re-recording her early albums. Fearless and Red both topped the Billboard 200. The 10-minute version of All Too Well from Red became the longest song to top the Hot 100. In 2023, Speak Now and 1989 were released, with the latter selling 1 million first-week copies in the US and the single Is It Over Now? Reaching #1. These re-recordings allowed Swift to maintain artistic and commercial control over her work.
Midnights, 2022, and collaborations.
Swift's 10th album, Midnights, October 2022, featured electropop, synthpop, R&B, and hip-hop influences. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 with 1 million first-week units. Anti-Hero, Lavender Haze, and Karma became major hits, while Swift became the first artist to occupy the top 10 spots on the Billboard Hot 100 simultaneously. She also collaborated with Ed Sheeran, Haim, and The National, and contributed Carolina for the film Where the Crawdads Sing.
Honoring her entire music catalog.
In March 2023, Taylor Swift began the Eras Tour, celebrating her entire music catalog. The tour spanned 5 continents and continued through December 2024. It had a huge cultural, economic, and political impact worldwide, reaching a level of popularity that the media called Swiftmania. The Eras Tour became the first tour ever to earn $1 billion and went on to gross $2 billion, making it the highest-grossing tour in history. Its 2023 concert film earned $250 million, becoming the highest-grossing concert film ever. A photo book released in 2024 sold nearly 1 million copies in its first week in the US, followed by a 2025 documentary miniseries on Disney+. Events from the tour inspired Swift's 11th and 12th albums, The Tortured Poets Department, 2024, and The Life of a Showgirl, 2025.
After ending her relationship with Joe Alwyn in April 2023, Swift briefly dated musician Maddie Healy. During the Eras Tour, several controversies occurred, including Ticketmaster issues in the US, a fatal accident at a venue in Brazil, and political tensions in Southeast Asia over Singapore's exclusive deal. In January 2024, AI-generated pornographic images of Swift circulated online, sparking criticism and calls for legal reform. In July 2024, 3 children were killed at a Swift-themed workshop in England, and in August 2024, concerts in Vienna were cancelled after a planned terrorist attack was foiled.
Swift released The Tortured Poets Department on April 19, 2024, as a double album titled The Anthology. It broke records by reaching 1 billion streams on Spotify in its first week and topped charts in countries including Australia, Canada, France, Germany, and the UK. In the US, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 with 2.6 million first-week units and stayed at the top for 17 weeks, her longest-running #1 album. It was the best-selling album worldwide in 2024, with 5.6 million copies sold. Songs from the album made her the first artist to hold the top 14 spots on the Billboard Hot 100 in a single week, with lead single Fortnight at number 1 and I Can Do It With a Broken Heart at number 3. On May 30, 2025, Swift completed the purchase of the masters for her first 6 original albums.
In August 2023, Swift began dating football player Travis Kelce, and the couple quickly became a media super couple. They got engaged in August 2025. That same month, Swift introduced her 12th album, The Life of a Showgirl, on Kelce's podcast New Heights. The album was released on October 3, 2025, alongside the promotional film Taylor Swift, the official release party of A Showgirl, which topped the U.S. box office and earned over $50 million worldwide. The Life of a Showgirl debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with 4 million first-week units, breaking the record for the biggest sales week ever in the U.S. Its tracks occupied the top 12 spots on the Billboard Hot 100, with lead single The Fate of Ophelia at number 1, eventually spending 10 weeks at the top.
Musical styles.
Taylor Swift is known for constantly reinventing her music, earning her the nickname of a musical chameleon from publications like Time and the BBC. Her discography spans multiple genres, including country, pop, and folk, and explores subgenres such as country pop, pop rock, synth pop, country rock, electropop, and indie rock. She also incorporates elements of rock, rap, electronica, alternative, indie pop, and R&B.
Swift considered herself a country artist during her first 4 albums, from Taylor Swift to Red. She was influenced by 1990s female country stars like Shania Twain, Faith Hill, LeAnn Rimes, and the Dixie Chicks, as well as by Keith Urban's country pop rock crossover sound. Her early albums feature a signature country pop style, using instruments like banjo, mandolin, and fiddle, a slight vocal twang, and pop rock melodies. Speak Now added rock influences from the 1970s and 1980s, including pop rock, pop punk, and arena rock. Some critics argued that her use of country reflected her songwriting more than her musical style, and a few claimed her success caused mainstream country to drift from its roots.
After Red's mix of styles sparked debate, Swift embraced 1980s synthpop for her new artistic direction. Inspired by artists like Phil Collins, Annie Lennox, Peter Gabriel, and Madonna, 1989 featured electronic arrangements with layered synthesizers and drum machines. She continued exploring electronic production on her following albums. Reputation included hip-hop, R&B, and EDM influences with heavy bass, manipulated vocals, and rhythmic beats. Lover mixed country, pop-punk, and folk rock elements. Midnights and the Tortured Poets department showcased minimalist synth-pop with analog synthesizers, steady bass lines, and simple drum patterns. And The Life of a Showgirl incorporated pop and soft rock sounds. While some rockist critics saw her move into pop as a loss of country authenticity, others praised her evolution, calling her a pioneer of poptimism.
Her 2020 albums, Folklore and Evermore, marked another shift, exploring indie folk and rock. They feature a stripped-back, atmospheric sound with orchestration, muted synthesizers, and soft drum pads. Evermore experimented further with song structures, time signatures, and a wide range of instruments. Critics generally saw these albums as a mature display of Swift's songwriting, crediting her with bringing alternative music to a mainstream audience, although opinions varied on the label itself.